Hello there. This is YoshnJa from
Hello
Tactics
there.
League, and this
Oh,
is WngMan. He is joining us today
friendly.
for an interview, a very quick interview. He is the champion of the 2023 opener event that we just had this previous Sunday on October 8th. And I wanted to actually have this interview right after the event, but it was so late that I was like, yeah, we'll push it aside and do it another day. So today's the day. We're just gonna kind of just talk about a couple things real quick, and I know for some people on the server that is aware of who WngMan is, we finally have a face to put to the name. But anyways, we'll get straight to it, and let's get this started. All right. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is overall, how did you feel about the tournament as a whole?
I feel like it was a great success. Everybody brought there's a good variety as far as the tournament goes. Um, I think the only thing that was kind of like there was definitely like some generic jobs you saw like prevalence of depending on the person. But as far as uniques go, everybody was running at least as far as their initial groups was everybody was running their own uniques, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously with a larger player base, you'll start seeing a lot more duplicates. And but the variety is a spice of life, so like there's a lot of different things you can do with a lot of different uniques. Minus, we'll say, construct, who I brought to the tournament.
Indeed, you
He's
did.
a little bit of a one trick pony, but there's a lot of different things you can do building around him. So
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure.
Um, but all in all, it was a very good tournament, and everybody brought very solid comps. And shout out to Rumor. I think he just joined us within the last two-ish weeks.
3 weeks tops. Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, 3 weeks tops, and he played great.
Yeah.
He was my first match at the tournament, so and yeah, it was a solid tournament all around, in my opinion.
Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. And it's also good to hear, from not the tournament organizer's perspective, but just from one of the players, your take on how things went, and from your point of view, good or bad, you
Mhm.
know, fine with the either or. It's good to get that perspective and opinion either way. But awesome. Good,
Yeah.
good to hear. Good to hear. All right. Well, we'll shift over to the next question. The next question is what challenges did you come across during the tournament, if any?
Um. So I guess this kind of relates back to the first question. I watched most of the tournament, and like I finished watching what I did miss after it got posted on YouTube.
Okay.
So there's only five of us. I only got to play two out of the other four competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as challenges go, I will say there's a good bit of mitigation, which fortunately with through my unique is he just does flat true damage, so that part kind of helped me out. But
Yeah.
as far as actually helping getting the chip damage in to help secure the kills, um, it was difficult. There was a lot of mitigation going on this tournament. A lot of
Definitely.
defense boosts or absorb elements, which as well as far as the players go, and maybe you've seen it in the tournament, I do love my monk shockwave.
Yeah, it did put in a lot of work in the tournament for sure.
Yeah, the a lot of synergy between that and getting oil on a unit. Shockwave can hit like a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, there was rumor actually gave me a good run for my money. I had my units stacked a little too tightly, and he went for the Big Bang play with the Zodiark, and fortunately crack through his mana shield and make it to where he didn't have enough MP to get the cast off. So I did get very fortunate there. Game one more than likely would have gone to Rumor there if I was not fortunate enough to proc his mana shield there.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Interesting.
and uh, and Joker did really good in our first match on the small map on Oratory.
Mm-hmm.
he realized that my bard was more or less the heart of my build, helping keep everybody alive. Just in my unit's name, sustain. Just able to keep him in the back, keep everybody up, so that my other 4 units could keep applying pressure. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
it was an
I think Sustain was like the main MVP of the
oh,
team ultimately.
and for sure, and and in the finals, speed is a big factor. I if you're not going to aggress me, then I'm going to go for the last waltz and pretty much go for the quickening on my units. And if I land it, I am going to really start applying pressure to you and try and keep you on the back foot.
For sure, for
Um,
sure.
it RNG was on my side, but it was I definitely like there was a lot of thought process I had to do. Everybody put up a great fight, and I really had to think about my plays.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And just to clarify, it wasn't last waltz. We were talking about finale, right? Bard with Bard swing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, last waltz is the dancer one. Yeah, yeah, the finale. Sorry, Bard.
You're
Yeah,
good. You're good.
you're
Just
picking up what
making
I'm
sure.
putting down.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. No worries. No worries. Okay. I guess we should go on to the next question. Did you have any particular? Were there any particular players or teams that had you worried? And you kind of did address that a little bit previously. Do you want to reemphasize that again, if you will?
So from watching the tournament, honestly, I think Mikey and Jay's Dr. J's comps would have given me a good run for my money as well. That Reyes dancer was very scary and would have been a very good counter if he could get in range of my Life's Anthem,
Mm-hmm.
which was my yeah. Again, I would give my MVP count to the Bard. He performed well beyond my expectations. I knew he was good, but just the matchups I had, I think he definitely played a little bit more in my favor.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, for sure. Even
keeping
before the tournament. Yeah.
keeping units up. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, we all knew that Bard was performing pretty well, but as far as the tournament goes, he knocked the ball out of the park, for lack of a better term.
Awesome.
Um, so yeah, I think Mikey's dancer comp definitely would have going into it and watching it, and then wasn't like I mean, there's not much I could do to plan around it because we already had our teams locked in. I think Mikey would have given me a good run for my money, and also Dr. J. Just as far as he likes to push speed, and typically that pushes anything with a charge time
Mm,
further back.
true. True.
Um, so he probably could have gotten a leg up on my Bard, and if you can get my Bard down, that's when I start to be more on the back pedal, and I either have to firmly apply pressure or try and get that Bard back up, depending on the situation.
Okay, that's fair. So it's a fair assessment to say the next time anyone plays Wingman, unless he's complete entirely changes his comp, go for the Bard.
Well, I
That's
mean, if anybody ever wants to
so,
challenge that comp, they're more than welcome to, and I'll bring it, and we'll see go from there.
y'all heard it first. The champ says, "Come and get this. Come take on my comp here if you can beat it." Good, good deal.
Hey, that's what I want to see. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
you're good. So I mean, I guess at this point, for someone who might be looking to get into PvP for the first time, what would be your recommendation for them to do so? Like any kind of like first like leg up or anything like that?
um. So, uh, see, that's such a loaded question, in my opinion, because
It can
like
be, yeah.
when you're looking at the game, it doesn't seem that complex, but when it really boils down to, it's like there's so much to take into consideration. You got statuses, you got damage, speed,
Hmm.
playing the CT gauge. Like there's a lot to go into.
That is true. But let's say maybe from a novice level, someone that
Uh,
might have Final Fantasy Tactics experience through story, but they don't know anything about
mhm.
the PvP. What would be your best recommendation for them? Because I mean, there's definitely a lot of intricacies to these systems, but
Right.
most people don't want to like understand the intricacies most cases as soon as they get in. So like, what do we think would be like the best thing for them as they are like thinking about, I might want to check out PvP. Like, what do you think might be the best
Um,
thing?
I think the pre-mades honestly are a good way to dip your toes into it and just see because you have a great pre-made roster and there's some good synergies in there. I think that's a good way to go. And if you're just trying to like dive straight in, um, ask questions. I mean, there's a good solid amount of people we have more or
Agree.
less playing consistently and some non consistently. There's a lot of information to go through, so it's a lot to ingest. But I mean, just dive in. Synergies go far long way. Definitely like mixing up your damage types between like physical and magical is obvious always a good thing.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
I agree.
hmm. And I mean, just try things out, and you just have to experiment. Sorry.
I know it can be
It's
very
a
much a loaded
difficult
question.
question to ask. Yeah,
Of course.
it's a lot to ingest,
Yeah.
but don't be afraid. You will pick up on it very quickly, and everybody here is very welcoming and always down to help out new players and help them get them set up on the road they want to. You can be like, hey, this is something like this kind of style of gameplay is something I'm interested in.
Hmm.
Like, okay, well, this will help complement that play style and we'll get you on the way you want to go and you can adjust it from there. So,
Okay. So long story short,
yeah,
get in, try pre-mades out, and definitely join the server. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. There are plenty of people
ask
to
all the questions.
yeah, plenty of people to
Yeah.
help guide you. Okay, awesome, awesome, good. I can definitely get behind that. I know there's a lot of people tend to be scared to want to get into it, especially because there's a lot of changes caused by the patch nowadays. So I know that's probably is the best thing to do is to like just kind of just go for it regardless. If you don't win, it's no big deal, but get a feel for it, ask questions, and eventually you'll get the hang of it, kind of deal. And maybe watch other people do.
Or,
Spectating's another good option.
or go through all of the different jobs, uniques, and generics. Go through all of the gear. There's a help bar on all of them. It'll give you a lot of information as far as, oh, this generic has this passive just innately. This is what this gear does, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they're in game. There is a lot of tooltip help.
Okay,
So don't be afraid to just like browse through all that and just go through it.
sounds good. Sounds good. And pretty much at this point, we're kind of at the end. So, do you have any closing remarks? Anything else you want to add before we finish up this quick interview?
Um, if you for anybody that watched through the tournament, whether all of it or parts of it, um, if it's something you're interested in, please do not hesitate. It's pretty easy to set up and come join us. Trying to grow our player base right now, and Yosh has done a phenomenal job, and he's taking a little bit of break right now. He's invested a lot of time into this, but it wouldn't be possible without the players we have now, and especially it wouldn't be possible without Yosh setting
Oh,
this up.
well, thank you. So sweet.
um, but
But
yeah,
I do it for the players. At the end of the day.
yeah, no, and yeah, come hop on in and come dethrone me.
All right, come get this. All right. Well, that will wrap that up. Wrap this interview up. Once again, this is Wingman. He is the champion, the first place winner of the 2023 opener event that we had on October 8th, 2023. The event did last roughly 9 hours. It was a very long day, but at the end, he came up victorious. Second place runner-up was Jokerfish, and then also third place runner-up was Dr. J, just to do the top three. Anyways, thank you, Wingman, for joining me in this quick little call. I greatly appreciate it, and we hope to see you in the server soon.